We actually are about to sign an agreement with a video game developer because we want to be able to take, once again, what's taught on the TV show and be able to have that go and be able to engage the kids beyond that. And so that isn't signed yet, but we're beyond the information gathering phase and in more of the negotiation phase of that. And I was surprised because that is much more difficult than the TV show. Because with the TV show, first off, it's based on real stories. So all we're doing is adapting the real stories of these kids and making it basic, for lack of a better term. You record it once and it is what it is. With the video games, you have to have, okay, if this, then this. And then for each one of those, if this, then this, if this, then this, if this, then that. It's a matrix of choices that you have to account for. And that's where finding a good video game developer where you can give them guidance, but I don't have to decide what each one of those things is. I just kind of give them the broad, like these are the characters, right? This is the avatar, like you said. How would they respond this, and then this character and this character come together? Okay. How do me as the player, how do I decide? But then how does the character who's not the player decide and work with this person or not? So it's very cool, but it's a lot of hard work. so we're happy that we're doing that, and we think we found a really good company to do that with.
Congrats. It's that is a lot of hard work. Just building the whole branding by itself is hard, never mind going through and creating the execution, the characters, how they interact and the storylines, and then make it interactive for the kids. That's beautiful torture. So good job.
yeah. Well, so fortunate, I see this as my life's mission, so I enjoy doing it. Where somebody might be like, "Oh God," I put in a half day.
Do you ever get
today.
tired, like saying, like, I it's just not going right? Or are you just always like, yeah, I'm locking it in. I'm James Bond, and I'm just walking on water with it.
It invigorates me. Like I work a lot of half days. So, like I start around 8 in the morning and I end around 8 in the evening. So, that's half of the day. We take it from there,
Yep. Yeah. You know what? That's a good way to do it too. Some of my clients, they're like, this writing content part, while I have passion, it's so hard. And yes, yeah, we can figure out the structure, but just to keep on it and to keep consistent is the hardest thing. And maybe kind of similar to what you say, where you plan half days. I bet sometimes those turn into 48 hours. I'm like, just take 10 minutes, plan 10 minutes, do it for 10 minutes and see how long you can go into it. What advice do you have? Obviously you have a better system.
I wouldn't say so much a better system, but one that works for me. But I'd say based on what you just said, and this is getting more philosophical, but time doesn't really exist. It's a man-made construct, and once you get started, you'll find that you'll get engrossed in what you're doing. It's like we've all had business meetings where somebody's like, okay, I only got 10 minutes, okay, and then you start talking, and then it's 45 minutes later, and it's like, wow, where did the time go, kind of thing. And also they were kind of using the time as a way to get you out of there, kind of thing. And they're like, no, I still got time. I'm enjoying this conversation. Let's keep going with this, kind of thing, right? So time is really nothing more than what you're doing in that moment and how you feel about it, or if you're in a group, how the group feels about it. Because we've all been in those meetings where it's like, God, will this ever end? Feels like right? the clock is going in the other direction, kind of stuff. And then there's other times where, whether it be one-on-one in a group by yourself, where it says, boom, it's 4 hours later. Like, I forgot to eat dinner. And that's what happens to me. Is I guess to a certain extent, I have whatever the opposite of ADD would be. Is when I'm focused,
hyper attention, focus.
Yeah, the place could be on fire, and I would be like, okay, I'm a little sweaty, but okay, so I'm like, okay.
Right. My feet are hot. Woo, what's going on?
Yeah.
Nice. I'm a developer. I kind of do that all the time. My wife will every once in a while come up to me and say, "Baby, it's 2 a.m. I messaged you 6 hours ago. Come on. And you don't argue with the wife at 2 a.m. Uh,
Not if you're smart. Yeah.
yeah, not if you're smart. No, no. I do have a little bit of internal clock where when I start to see the sun come up, I haul butt because then I know I'm in trouble.
Right.
So every once in a while, she's like, I knew you were going to do it. Aside from that, that's maybe how you know if you're in your right place or not. The what's a so currently your guys building it. When I'm looking at the website, there's like three plans, and right now you guys are encouraging that family pack, or was it one of the others? Okay.
Yes, it's the family pack. That's our our base package. Okay, so it really gets people in, because to me that's the most important part, is developing that I am statement. That's really what that's all about. Okay, the bigger ones are for example, the next step up is basically it's a mastermind group of me and my coaches, along with all of the families who want to be involved in that. It's literally us helping. We don't claim to have every single answer. And there's going to be people out there who might take what we do and find a way to build upon it, and then can share that with the rest of the community. And again, that's going to raise everybody, every boat that's on that pond, right? And then the I Am for Kids Academy, that's all the things that we as adults, how many times have you ever heard somebody say, like, why didn't they teach me this in school? I'd be so much farther ahead than I am now. So it's all of those different types of things that will help make not just the kids, but the families as a whole just better, more well-rounded people. It's going to help them in their scholastic endeavors. It's going to help them in their businesses, et cetera. And we've already got commitments from world famous subject matter experts to come in and share how they got to where they're going, or how to do these particular things to help you be better. And that is really where we see the long term. We see that as 10 years from now being kind of like a trying to think of some of the learning, like the Sylvan Learning Centers, or the different things that something that will be franchisable, to where people will open up an I Am for Kids Academy in their city or neighborhood, et cetera, and that would just go worldwide, because that's where, again, those like-minded kids and families can go and actually meet in person. Because it's one thing to have a connection online, but it's a whole different thing when you're connecting and making friends with other people who are like in mind. And that's really where it comes down to, where we can get kids out of like making bad decisions like gangs, drugs, et cetera,
Mm-hmm.
because it's human nature to want to be a part of something that's bigger than just yourself. And that's why the identity piece is so big, because you tend to congregate with those people who are like you. So if you've decided who you are, you're going to find other people who have decided who they are and are similar. And then you guys will start bringing in more friends and more friends and more friends who are doing that. So you kind of come up with your own positive gang, for lack of a better term. Okay. And then when these outside negative factors start to come in, it's going to just seem so foreign and uncomfortable to those kids to want to go that way. You're going to like, no, thanks. I'm good over here.
Yeah. They already had that kind of defense built up through their own confidence and their own knowing of themselves. It's a big deal for kids, as it is for adults too. So probably maybe some of this stuff would be good for adults. I'm kind of laughing when I was going through the website and through some of your content. I'm like, yeah, it would be good for me too. And it's just, even in our initial conversation together, you gave me some good, wise words of wisdom in there, and I appreciate that.